Hello and welcome to the Wednesday edition of The Box Seat. I'm Mark Warwood. 8 races at Ascot on Wednesday. Let's have a look at the likely track conditions. We're expecting a humid and mostly sunny day, around 31 degrees Celsius. The track to be in the good 4 range and the rail to be in the 11 metre position. Race number 1 will jump at 1:19. It's the Tab Touch Plate over 1200 metres. The replay horse, we're going to look at number 9, Aura Sky, at Ascot 3 weeks ago.
Searching for a clear run, and further back is Ionics, but Alcina dropped them off and raced to a handy lead at the 200. Alcina 2.5 to Lord Greystoke. Comps is running on down the outside. It's Alcina well clear. Aura Sky's got into open space, running on, but Alcina too brilliant for them. Alcina beat Aura Sky.
That was a pretty good return by Aura Sky. She's been crying out for 1200 metres. Has been running on well in all of her trials and her races. The form out of that race was franked on a Saturday, and she has that competitive experience unlike most of her rivals here. She goes on top. Number 10, Amelia's Lebu, cost $280,000 at the Australian Easter yearling sale. She's looked the goods in her 2 trials, dropped out in the first one and ran on strongly under no pressure, and then came to Ascot and got the job done. The concern for mine was the time out of that race. She had every right to look really impressive. They only ran around 63.5 seconds for the 1,000. It's going to be different in race conditions. Number 12, Perceived, has trialled either side of Christmas, debuts in blinkers for the first time, and Chris Parnham, I remember him saying on radio that he thought this was one of the better 2-year-olds in his dad's yard, so worth considering there. And number 2, Ionics, registered the fastest last 200 metre split behind Aura Sky last start. Barrier 1 may be more of a hindrance than a help to him, however. My on-top selection in race number 1 is going to go with the experience of number 9, Aura Sky, to beat the debutant, number 10, Amelia's Lebu, 12, Perceive, and 2, Ionics. Race number 2 at Ascot will jump at 1:52. It's the Morley Growers Market Handicap over 1200 metres. The replay horse going to look at number 2, Sunboss, finishing 3rd at Ascot 11 days ago.
Heart of Couture moved up 40, and then Petrosity at the 250. Pearl Trade has raced up on the outside. Sunboss, Lady Lejeune, Showcase is about to burst into the clear though. It's Pearl Trade in front, but Showcase cuts it down. Petrosity late, Sunbossy inside, but Showcase comes away to beat Pearl Trade 3rd. Sunboss from Petrosity.
Well, Sunboss has now achieved minor placings behind the likes of How to Fly, Abdicator, and as you saw in the replay race, Showcase. The application of blinkers here for the first time I think is pretty significant. I'm not in love with the price, expecting him to jump at odds on, but he does go on top in race number 2. Number 5, Dashing Affair, maps as the leader in a race devoid of tempo, unless that is Sunboss, who's got the shades on for the first time, kicks up inside her and grabs control. But on the face of it, number 5, Dashing Affair, does map quite well here. Number 1, Heart of Couture, is unbeaten with William Pike aboard, and he should strip fitter second up after fading over the last furlong on his return 11 days ago. And number 6, Cool Dynamite, is first off what was an acceptable trial, and while she may not break her maiden on Wednesday, she's certainly worth considering for the exotics. My on top selection in race number 2, going with the favourite, number 2, Sunboss, to beat number 5, Dashing Affair, 1, Heart of Couture, and 6, Cool Dynamite. Race number 3 at Ascot will jump at 2:27. It's the Amelia Parkland Maiden over 1500 metres. The replay horse going to have a look at number 7, Moshard, running at Ascot 3 weeks ago.
Sally's Realm's a length away with Abdicator. Here comes Sunboss starting to let down with his runners well. At the 150, Sally's Realm and Sunboss. Frosty Beverage on the inside fighting back. Frosty Beverage, Sally's Realm and Sunboss, and Abdicator on the rail. They go to it, Abdicator.
Moshard was 6th in the replay race. That was a much tougher affair than you'll see on Wednesday. Drops to maiden grade for the first time in his career and gets a gear change as well from Dion Luciani. I think he's probably the bet in what is a very even race. The main danger, I think, is number 15, Western Magic. Trails Moshard on a collateral form line through Dem Times and Abdicator. But as I said before, this isn't a deep contest, and his jockey, Chris Parnham, is absolutely flying. Number 5, Like Him a Bit, is a sibling of Like Him a Lot and Like Him a Heap, which made a reasonable debut 18 days ago, despite losing some ground at the start, expecting some improvement from him. And number 8, Upwards Others, should find Wednesday's assignment much easier than his first up one, which she finished behind Private Dancer, beaten just under 3 lengths. Race number 3 at Ascot, my top selection is going to be number 7, Moshard, to beat 15, Western Magic, 5, Like Him a Bit, and 8, Upward Others. Race number 4 at Ascot will jump at 3:05. It's the Crown Towers Handicap over 1,800 metres. The replay horse, going to look at number 9, Outspoken Duke, running at Ascot 2 weeks ago.
The Big Show, the leaders hung off. The Big Show capitalised upon the split and sprinted through very quickly to hit the lead. In behind them then, down the outside, is Broker starting to make up ground. At the 150, the Big Show from Outspoken Duke. Down the outside, Broker comes. The Big Show, Outspoken Duke lunging, but the Big Show will prevail. The Big Show...
Outspoken Duke hasn't won for more than 800 days. He's won from 21, but he gets a very significant gear change on Wednesday, gets the lugging bit. Stephen Parnham got off the horse last start and said he couldn't ride him out fully to the line. I think that was a pretty good performance in spite of that, and I think he might break his long drought on Wednesday. Number 1, Spin on Command, has opened up odds on. He maps as leading from gate 1 under William Pipe, but probably needs to improve on her ratings, and she may well have the Brack Watch for company in the run as well. Consider it a very, very strong contender here, but odds on, look on for mine. Number 7, Witchery Woman, is well related. She's a full sister of the Forgotten One and Just Wicked. Adam Durant steps her up from 1,200 to 1,800 metres here. There's a query that she can handle the big step up in trip, but 1,800 metres is probably more her go. And number 5, Katusha, comes to town after making 2 appearances at Bunbury, including breaking her maiden, albeit against a field of very, very ordinary gallopers. Iron top selection in race number 4, going with the gear change and the value. Number 9, Outspoken Duke, to beat the favourite. Number 1, Spin on Command. 7, Witchery Woman, and 5, Katusha.